Nepal, India's neighbor, has always been my favorite getaway destination. This rustic landscape is host to the famous Mount Everest and is entrenched in rich spiritual heritage. I am excited as I land at Tribhuvan International Airport after nearly 20 years. Being a filmmaker, I came here last in 1999. This time, I am here to see someone special, whom I encountered in a book on 1,000 women nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize in 2005. Marianne, a German who's been working in Nepal for the last 3 decades. She chose to work with leprosy-stricken people in Nepal. Up until now, leprosy has just been a mere word in my dictionary, and all that I knew about it was through ugly pictures one sees of leprosy-stricken people. So I was a bit worried, uneasy, and of course, my mind was buzzing with questions. Much had changed in 20 years as I noticed. I was getting closer to my destination, Shanti Sewa Griha. It was located opposite the famous Shiva temple, the Pashupatinath. This temple has always held a very special place in my heart, and devotees from all over the world come here for peace and strength. Looking down at the temple, it felt like a walk down memory lane. I could spend the entire day in this serenity. But there was somebody waiting for me, and I was looking forward to seeing Marianne. Finally, the time had come to put a face to a name. As I entered the gate, I noticed a gradual change in the ambience. I got out of the car. The traffic noise had melted away, and it turned into children's laughter.
Namaste, namaste. Oh, नमस्ते नमस्ते. अच्छा मुझे ये बताओ, ये मुझे कहाँ
ऊपर चल गया.
लेके जाओगे?
हाँ, गएगा.
Looking around, what hit me right away as I entered was the sheer vibrancy of the building. There was color everywhere. Every wall of the center was covered in art.
बताओ मेरे को कहाँ जाना है?
And there she was,
नमस्ते.
warm, friendly, and familiar. Meeting Marianne was much like a sense of deja vu. And as we talked, I could sense her intensity and passion. I was amazed to hear that the interior designing was made by the residents of this place, mainly lepers. Sensing my disbelief, she offered to take me on a tour and introduce me to those artists.
Oh, the painter, this is beautiful. Look at this.
As we walked through, I had a strange epiphany. I was at a leprosy center, but it certainly didn't look or feel that way. People with leprosy in most parts of the world are shunned by society because they are considered to be cursed by God. But here, in spite of this handicap, I saw that they were treated as normal. What they had lost in body, they seemed to have found it in art.
My inner belief is that people are created to the image of God. And I think it's in all religions that this is the basic concept of what is a human being. And God is creative. And He shared His creativity with His creatures. So I thought, if I am creative, if all the people I know are creative, they are creative, but nobody until now gave them a chance. And now I am on a treasure hunt. I want to discover what each individual brought with when they came to this planet. So I will call it a little bit in a colloquial way. Their main preoccupation is not being leprosy patients. Their main preoccupation is maybe an artist, a painter, maybe a wonderful storyteller, maybe a good carpenter, maybe something I haven't even found out yet, and we discover together. So it is such a joy to have the creation kind of in this small family circle. Small maybe, we are almost around 1,000 people now, and how richly are they all gifted.
As my tour was coming to an end, I found myself next to Nathuni, one of the oldest and senior-most residents of Shanti. I tried to see what he was doing, but my eyes went on his stumps instead. How was he able to paint like that? Precise and delicate. So I decided to spend some time with him. I stayed on.
नाथुनी, आपको ये कब हुआ था? शुरू कैसे हुआ?
पहले दाग आया हुआ था। दाग की वजह से ये सब, वो दाग था कि जो शून्य होता है, मालूम नहीं पड़ता, वहीं से ये शुरुआत होता है.
And talking to him, I felt my fears slowly fading away.
तो यहाँ पे आपका कोई सेंसेशन नहीं है?
नहीं,
इधर?
इसमें इधर थोड़ा सा यहाँ पर है, इधर नहीं है.
For the first time ever in my life, I had made physical contact with a leprosy patient, and I felt fine.
तो आपके घर में अभी कौन-कौन है? आपकी बीवी?
हमारे बीवी और दो बच्चे और बीवी, 4 परिवार हैं हम लोग.
तो अब हमें अपना घर दिखाएंगे?
खूब खुशी से दिखला देंगे हम.
चलिए.
चलिए.
I saw him as a normal person, working, earning, and having a family. Seeing him share memories with his daughter made me think, what made him any different to regular people? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was looking the wrong way all these years of my life. Now, who knew what tomorrow would bring? It's an early start to the day at Shanti. The atmosphere is lively with all young and old gathered for their first meal of the day. The chef and the cooks are busy getting ready to serve the first meal. Children are all queued up, but as tradition holds, I see them giving way to the elders to be served first. This reminds me of home in India, where the same practice is followed as a mark of respect for the senior members of the family. And watching this hustle bustle was a visual treat. Hot, homemade dal bhat seemed to be the energy pill to get the children of Shanti started for the day.
सुबह में 4:30 बजे हम यहाँ पर इन होते, तब यहाँ खाना का स्टार्ट हो जाए। उसके बाद 7:45 मिनट जब हो ना, तब ये लोग को भात दें, वही खा कर इन स्कूल चल जाए। तो उसके बाद यहाँ दूसरा वो नाश्ता बनाने वाला नाश्ता बना रहे हैं अभी, नाश्ता के लिए बच्चा लोग को, स्कूल का स्टूडेंट को दूसरा कुक है वो बनाते हैं। उसके बाद 3:30 2:30 के अंदर में हम आकर फिर शाम को खाना बनाएं।
जैसे आपका क्या है ये खाना के लिए, फर्स्ट तो हमारा क्या है जो डोनेशन आता है उसी के बजट के अंदर खाना के लिए सब रहता है। तो उसी में क्या है हम लोग फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी हम डोनेशन के रूप में, नहीं हुआ तब हम फिर खरीदते हैं।
From where I saw, it looked like one big family. And for the first time in a long time, I understood the real meaning of all that I heard during my childhood. A family that eats together, stays together.
जुन इस संस्था का मालिक हमारा मैम है ना, वो मैम ने जितना बाल बच्चा हम सब को, जैसा वो हाइको उसका बेटा है, लेकिन यहाँ रहेगा जो स्टाफ काम करने वर्कर, इस सब को सेम जैसा उसका बेटा को व्यवहार है ना, ऐसा व्यवहार करते हैं। इसके लिए हम बहुत खुशी हैं, बहुत खुश।
इस तरह से हमारा ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग हम अभी पे हम लोग सुंदरी जल गोदावरी डिफरेंट प्लेसेस वेरियस प्लेसेस पे हम लोग जो ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग कर रहे हैं, वो भी लेप्रोसी पेशेंट्स हैं, लेकिन उनको लगेगा हम कुछ उगा रहे हैं, कुछ कर रहे हैं। तो मेरे तरह कोई आदमी है जो भूखा है, जिसको ऑर्गेनिक फार्मिंग का, ऑर्गेनिक वेजिटेबल्स का इम्पोर्टेंस है, तो वो लोग यहाँ पे भेज रहे हैं और हम लोग उसी को कुक करते हैं।
What I found ironical in this was that whoever was involved in this food cycle, starting from farming to cooking, are all leprosy patients. Strange, isn't it? The hands that were once ostracized by the society are the same hands that now feed so many others. After their breakfast, children made their way for school assembly and I followed. I was drawn to the sounds of a familiar chant, and as I walked in that direction, I found children chanting the Gayatri Mantra, a mantra that I had been taught to chant ever since I was a kid. It's a potent Sanskrit prayer, also known as the Mother of Vedas. It was humbling to see the children chant it with such perfection. What really came as a pleasant surprise was that Shanti, being an initiative of Marianne, a German, seemed to have taken an interest in the local traditions and culture.
Nepal is such a rich country in culture. And these leprosy patients come from individual rich cultures, which I want to preserve. I don't want us to be a jeans country, wearing Western, having no connection to their tradition.
As I made my way through the school, it seemed like a regular school where the kids learned math, science and art. But children here were really doing different things. It all seemed normal from a distance. But a step closer and the reality changes.
We want to be child-friendly, we want to be respectful, we want to create joy and the wish to learn and to keep this flame alive throughout school life. So they have theatre, they learn to sing and dance, they have painting, sculpturing, they go on outings, they do social work. It is the whole human being, it is a holistic approach. And Rudolf Steiner was such a wise pedagogue that I love to take from him all that I could learn and would very much want our teachers to shape their idea, not we want this result, but what does this child bring to this earth? World of education is very much geared at respecting the individual child. And by loving this child as a being that is entrusted to the pedagogue, you don't try to push knowledge into the child, but to make the child develop into wanting to know. And the teacher should be the role model. He shouldn't teach, but be.
I didn't know that Rudolf Steiner's principles were actually building the next set of curious, conscious human beings. Not only that, but creative professionals as well.
मान्छे मान्छे एउटै भो नि फरक किन भो
The school came to an end and I decided to call it a day. I had to process all that I had experienced so far. But a little noise coming from a room at a distance intrigued me, and I decided to go take a look.
नमस्ते। तो ये क्या बना रहे हैं आप?
ये इसको चपटी कहता है, चकटी।
और ये किस चीज़ से बनता है?
ये बनता है पुराना कपड़ा, नया कपड़ा, जो भी कपड़ा मिला दीजिए उससे बनता है।
तो आपको किसने सिखाया?
हम लोगों का सिखाया मैडम ने।
The old ladies who are very weak, who have very, very little strength, they can weave square mats from old rags. My son created a small kind of weaving loom with a special trick to it that it doesn't come like that by having nails at the side. It's very, very simply done in our carpentry. And the old ladies, they only get the cotton yarn that you need to do the weft, and then they produce these very, very colorful squares.
I realized that the inhabitants here were coming from a background of poverty and impoverishment. But despite that, I found that there was a richness of spirit, and that surpassed all social divisions of caste, creed, or religion. I was meeting Shanti silversmith, Kumar. I entered his corner and saw broken crockery, and I wondered, how could this be connected to jewelry?
Oh, namaste, ma'am, namaste. हाँ, बहुत अच्छा है। बहुत अच्छा।
ये जब बोतलें हैं, ये क्या है?
ये सेरामिक्स, टूटे वाला सेरामिक्स, चाय कप का वो है, प्लेट, वो उसका ये पेंडेंट बनता है।
And I learned that all his jewelry was made from broken ceramics and bottles, and that's what made it so unique.
When we were children, we had this little treasure box and we collected them, and they were beautiful for us. Why wouldn't they be beautiful for us when we are adults? But now, as adults, we would like them to be a little bit more sophisticated. So Kumar is the one now to make out of these childhood dreams what we now need as adults too. Something beautiful, something that will remind us, because I think of my little treasure box where I collected all these tiny little pieces of glass and whatever was nice. No value, and it becomes valuable, like what these people are. They are regarded as not being valuable. And now they are valuable because all of a sudden they are no longer handicapped, but artists.
When I entered another workshop, I saw stacks of rubber tires in weird shapes and sizes. So I wanted to know more. I'd never seen a tire of that size. They certainly didn't look like belonging to a car. There was broken and discarded stuff everywhere. But in that, they saw opportunity to create things of beauty. But where did they manage to get such huge tires from?
जैसे टायर के लिए इथी एयरलाइंस जो हमको टायर और सम टाइम डोनेशंस भी किसी जैसे टैंक का कुछ भी चीज़ों का जो ज़रूरत इधर रहता है तो वो लोग देते हैं। ये हमारा क्या है रिसाइकलिंग प्रोजेक्ट, ये इकोलॉजी के लिए हम लोग ये जो प्रोजेक्ट अभी कर रहे हैं रिसाइकलिंग पहले से ही कर रहे थे अभी भी कर रहे हैं। तो उस तरह से ये टायर सब और जो चीज़ भी रिसाइकलिंग के लिए आज़ाद के फर्स्ट प्रायोरिटी हम डोनेशन के रूप में, नहीं हुआ तब हम फिर खरीदते हैं।
Right before my eyes, the tire turned into a flower pot, and the tube was about to take shape. Tire tubes were being cut, washed, put out to dry, and polished. And for all practical purposes, they were being given a new life. Looking at the finished bag swinging in the breeze, I realized that things we call garbage in our world are actually upcycled to articles of beauty here. Much like the deformed bodies and broken spirits of people here. As I was finishing my day, I noticed Kumar was packing up his shop, getting ready to get onto his wheelchair and go home. He walked on all fours, except they weren't his feet. They were his knees. Kumar had certainly come far in life.
आप शांति सेवा गृह में कैसे आए और कब आए?
शान्ति सेवा गृहमा धेरै वर्ष पहिला 20 वर्ष पहिला शान्ति सेवामा आएको हो। शान्ति सेवा गृहमा आउँदा चाहिँ अब हाम्रो रिलेटिभ साथीभाइको उबाट चाहिँ म शान्ति सेवामा आएको। अनि त्यसपछि अब शान्ति सेवामा आउनुको कारण चाहिँ अब मेरो पोलियोको कारणले गरेर म घरमा बसिरहन्थेँ। अब यहाँ शान्ति सेवामा चाहिँ राम्रो छ, काम पाइन्छ, पढ्न पाइने, हरेक सिपहरू सिक्न पाउने भएर चाहिँ शान्ति सेवा।
तो कैसे सीखा आपने चांदी का काम?
वो सीखने के लिए मरियाना टीचर रख दिया। वो मरियाना टीचर रख दिया, तब वो टीचर मार्फत सीखा।
तो आपके परिवार में कौन कौन है?
हाम्रो परिवारमा आमा, बहिनी, श्रीमती छ, छोरा अहिले 9 महिनाको छ। 9 महिनामा हिँडिरहेछ।
My dream is to live to see the day my son walks. Today I am a happy father and a silversmith, he said. An honest confession from a man on a mission. There are two halves to every story. A tire can drive a truck or become a flower pot. A cup can serve tea or become a piece of jewelry. The lives of people here are much the same. A past of pain, but a present of possibilities. This morning, I opened the red door to the kindergarten, not knowing that it was opening into a magic land. Spending a few hours with these beautiful children was like going back into my childhood.
There are so many children, and I wish we had more space, because there is so much suffering for such small children. And when I go there, I wish I was the goddess Lakshmi with more hands to hug them all, because they go through such traumatizing experiences that you want to cuddle them, you want to take them home, you want to put them into a nice bed, you want to give them everything they have so badly missed out in their young lives. I must say, I'm illusionary. I think I do have somehow more arms, and so we take in all the kids who come. Then we have beautiful toys made in the carpentry, made of scrap wood, because we want our children to have this feeling of wood and textiles, because plastic is certainly not a very nice feeling, and also here in this country any plastic toys would be imported, so we want to make them ourselves. Then we have knitted toys, and it's all in the world of system that we feel children should have natural fibers, they should have access to and understand nature, so these animals will then represent a little farm, and and it develops their fantasy. So we love our children to have toys that they saw in the making. It gives them a much nicer feeling. They made it for us.
Meeting Buddha was a unique experience. Despite suffering from severe cerebral palsy, his behavior seemed as normal as anyone else. He could not talk, but he has a Facebook and a YouTube page. He sketched, he painted, he played games on his phone, all with his feet. And above all, he was the national champion in bocce. And much to my surprise, he invited me to have a game with him. I certainly felt incompetent to be playing with a champion.
Now your game, your turn, my turn. Off the mark.
As expected, I lost. Meeting and spending time with kids and Buddha today gave me an insight into the indomitable human spirit. As I watched Buddha run smoothly into a group of children and kick a football deftly across, I marveled at the innocence of children. How touching it was to see how they welcomed him without judgment and with unconditional acceptance to draw him into their circle of love. If I had to describe what love is, then I was entering a place where truly love was personified in its purest form. I was going into that part of Shanti which was adding a new dimension to the color of this place. A part that was home to children with special needs. These children didn't go to school. They had a special one that found its place in the heart. It was heartening to see love connecting people across boundaries. Today, I realized that Shanti Sewa Griha was much more than just a leprosy center. It was home to many who were rendered homeless by society. It was love. It was peace. So true to its name, Shanti. Kanti, a Down syndrome kid, is the brightest star at Shanti. Not only is she in a cheery mood most times, she is also up to date with all the goings on with her big family here. Very proudly, she guides me through the areas which I had skipped all these days. We were standing and watching tons of paper being shredded into small pieces. Only later, I found out that all this provided fuel for cooking.
The one very, very important product is the bio briquettes that we produce, and this gives work to so many people, and seriously handicapped people, like mentally challenged people, very, very weak old people, because they sit and tear paper. Then we are lucky we get from the German embassy, the American embassy, and other places, the Australian embassy as well. We get all the documents, which are finely shredded, and then they are mixed with sawdust. And then they are pressed into round little briquettes with a hole. And so it creates jobs for more than 20 people. And they are dried on our rooftop. And this is our cooking energy. So I am very, very concerned about ecology here, because with every tree you cut, this is disastrous for the country, because then we have landslides, we don't have enough fruit. So there are many bitter consequences if you cut a tree. So in order to avoid that, we produce those briquettes. And it, as I said, it gives work to so many, and they understand what we do is essential. We can eat only because we have this cooking energy.
We rested for a bit by the fountain and we shared some wisecracks. And then she guided me to her friend Pulmaya, whose work she greatly admired. I couldn't have agreed more.
आप क्या कर रहे हो? इसको क्या बोलते हो?
यो ढाका बुनेको, नेपाली ढाका।
तो आप शांति में कैसे आए? अपनी कहानी बताओ।
लेप्रोसी थियो आमालाई लेप्रोसी भएको कारणले मलाई पनि त्यो कीटाणुहरूले आमाले औषधि खानुभएको थिएन अनि त्यहाँबाट औषधि नखाएको भएर अनि त्यो कीटाणु सर्यो अनि सरेपछि नानी भएको थियो अनि 2045 सालमा औषधि खाएँ मैले 18 महिना अनि त्यहाँ ठीक भयो
ठीक हो गया।
ठीक छ
तो अगर मैं चाहूँ तो आप मेरे को बना के दिखाओगे मेरे को, मैं सीख सकती हूँ?
कोसिस गर्नु गरेपछि सक्छ
Few hours with Kanti today made me realize if only I had the ability to see the world through her eyes, those of unconditional love, so uncomplicated. It's time to say goodbyes, but only till we meet again. I recollected all the amazing things I'd seen here and realized that I was going back with an entirely new perspective of beauty that I had never been exposed to. A few days at Shanti certainly changed my understanding of so many things inside me. My perspectives changed as I learned that real beauty is one of the spirit, which needs to be felt, not just seen. It was time to celebrate my newfound family. Dancing with them on Nepali folk music brought a sense of belonging as we laughed and matched our steps together. As I started to say my final goodbyes, I realized there was more. My cup runneth over. Today is a bittersweet day, as I realize that I am a new person in more ways than one. My mind has expanded, yet the heart is heavy with the weight of so much love, and with profound gratitude to Marianne, because she opened the doors of my mind and gave me a new place to call home. I came to this place filled with fear, but I'm returning filled with love in my being and empathy for my fellow beings. Shanti Sewa Griha is one such place that brings you back to a natural state of goodness. It makes you humane and it compels you to become a better person than when you first stepped into its blessed portals. I had come to a leprosy center, but a week later, I'm leaving a place I'm proud to call home.